Have you ever watched someone do something completely irrational and wondered, why would anyone do that? Maybe a friend spent 3 months planning a vacation and then felt nothing when they finally got there. Maybe you stayed in a job you hated for years, even though you knew it was wrong for you. Or maybe you've scrolled through your phone for an hour, knowing you should sleep, and kept scrolling anyway. Here's the thing. None of that is random. None of it is weakness. Every single one of those choices has a reason behind it. A deep, fascinating reason, rooted in how the human brain actually works. Today, we're going to unpack exactly that. Why people do the things they do. Most of us grow up believing we are rational creatures. We think, we weigh options, we decide. But neuroscience tells a very different story. In the 1990s, a neurologist named Antonio Damasio studied patients who had damage to the emotional centers of their brain. These people had perfectly intact logic and intelligence. They could reason flawlessly. But they could not make decisions. Simple decisions like what to eat for lunch would take them hours, because without emotion, nothing felt more important than anything else. What Damasio discovered changed everything. Emotions are not the enemy of good decisions. They are the engine of all decisions. We feel first, then we think. Then we tell ourselves a story about why our feeling was actually logical. Every purchase, every relationship, every career choice, driven first by emotion, justified second by reason. Here is one of the most powerful forces shaping human behavior: loss aversion. Psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky discovered that losing something feels roughly twice as painful as gaining the same thing feels good. Think about that. Losing 100 rupees feels about twice as bad as finding 100 rupees feels good. This is why people stay in bad situations far longer than they should. The fear of what they might lose, a salary, a relationship, a familiar routine, outweighs the hope of what they might gain. It's why we hold on to clothes we never wear, why we stay silent when we should speak up, why we sometimes choose a safe, known misery over an uncertain possible joy. We are not optimizing for happiness. We are optimizing to avoid regret. And once you understand that, so much human behavior starts to make complete sense. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by your tribe did not just hurt your feelings, it killed you. Alone in the wild, a human being does not survive. Evolution wired us for belonging so deeply that social rejection activates the same part of the brain as physical pain. Being left out, excluded or ignored, it literally hurts. This is why people conform, even when they know they're wrong. It's why peer pressure is so powerful. It's why we change our opinions based on who is in the room. We will sacrifice truth, comfort, and sometimes even our own values to maintain a sense of belonging. It is not weakness, it is biology. We are pack animals with smartphones. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote one of the most important books of the 20th century. He observed something extraordinary in those camps. The people who survived were not the strongest. They were the ones who had a reason to survive, a purpose, a meaning they were holding on to. Human beings can endure almost any suffering if they believe it means something. This is why people work 80-hour weeks for a cause they believe in and feel energized, but do 40 hours of meaningless work and feel completely drained. This is why parenthood is exhausting beyond description. And yet, most parents call it the most meaningful thing they have ever done. We are not just looking for happiness, we are looking for significance. We need to feel that our lives, our choices, our suffering matter. Give a person meaning, and they will move mountains. Take away their meaning, and even comfort becomes empty. Here is a humbling truth. Roughly 40 to 45% of what you do every single day is not a decision. It is a habit. Your brain runs on autopilot more than half the time. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain is brilliantly efficient. Habits free up mental energy for things that actually require thinking. The problem is, the brain cannot tell the difference between a good habit and a bad one. It simply runs whatever pattern has been repeated enough times. This is why change is hard. You are not fighting a lack of willpower. You are fighting a deeply encoded neural pathway. And this is why the most effective way to change behavior is not to rely on motivation. It is to change the environment, the cue, the trigger, so a new pattern can form. So why do people do the things they do? They act on emotion and explain it with logic after. They avoid pain more fiercely than they chase pleasure. They bend themselves to belong because belonging once meant survival. They chase meaning because a life without purpose feels unbearable. And they run on autopilot, repeating patterns laid down long before they ever examined them. Understanding this does not make you cynical. It makes you compassionate. When you see someone making a choice you don't understand, you can ask, what emotion is driving this? What pain are they trying to avoid? What do they need to feel they belong? The answers are almost always more human than you expected. If this video made you think about why you do what you do, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe. Because next week, we're going deep on why the human brain is terrible at predicting what will make us happy. See you there.